Today we're going to take a trip out into outer space and the thin filament that exists between the reality that we see and the reality that we don't. Right now in our skies, we have 4 comets in our solar system. We have Atlas, a comet that was discovered in May, one that was not anticipated, one that just appeared and has been tracked since May of this year. Another one would be Swan. Swan was discovered last month, very, very recent, in September. Another one is Lemon. That one was discovered January 3rd. And then, of course, there's 3i Atlas, one which we have taken some exploration into to see what exactly is there. 3i Atlas was discovered in July. January, discovered in July. So all of these very, very recent ones. The most recent, of course, would be Swan. Lemon is the eldest one, but not by much. 10 months we've been following that. The interesting thing about all 4 of these comets is all 4 of them are green. They say the green is because of the diatomic carbon that they are made by, and that compound, as it's going through space, as it is burning up, it releases a green light. They also say that all 4 of these comets are going to be at the closest level to the Earth in the next 2 months, from the end of October to almost the end of December. All of these comets are going to, these relatively new discovered comets, are going to be closest to it. I believe Atlas is going to be the closest to it around the end of December. Swan is going to be the closest to the Earth around, I think, the end of October 20th. Lemon is going to be closest to the Earth come somewhere between the end of October to November, October 30th, November 1st, somewhere along those lines. And 3i Atlas is going to reappear and be at its closest level to the Earth December 19th. Another interesting point about 3i Atlas to keep in mind is that it's been recently reported, that about 88 pounds of water vapor is escaping from 3i Atlas. Another thing to keep in mind, when even the fact that we're classifying 3i Atlas as a comet, but it displays many characteristics that we would not consider or connect with our typical definition of comets. Water vapor, 88 pounds of water vapor per second is being injected, has been injected from 3i Atlas. Of course, water is a component, the main component to the building blocks of life. And 3i Atlas has been determined, obviously, not to be something that originated in our solar system. So thinking about these four green celestial bodies up in the air, and the fact that they're going to be coming to our closest point to our planet soon. Even the fact they're in our skies, they're visible, they're in our heavens. And you think about Revelations, the Abrahamic Bible, where there's the talk about the four horsemen, and there's a green horse. And the name of the green horse, the pale horse, there's a pale horse. And the name of the pale horse is actually green, refers to the color green. So with all these things in mind, I wanted to do a reading on the significance of these four green comets that are coming into that are already in our airspace and that are going to close out the year for us. What do they hold? What's the significance? Is it indeed related to the pale horse of Revelations? Let's go and take a look a little bit more into these four comets and what they hold. So I have Judgment. Judgment, underneath I have Queen of Wands, Two of Wands, Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, present. There are changes that have to happen, changes that are happening. Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, Queen of Wands. One could say that this Queen of Wands energy could be relating to the four comets. Queen of Wands is a catalyst for change. A catalyst for change that no one can quite foresee, but also too in this energy, it's like it's necessary to happen for growth, or because it's been pre-decided, whatever you want to go and take it as. But in this energy, it's necessary. It's necessary for this change to happen. This is a necessary catalyst to change the cadence of what is happening now. So Judgment. Judgment is clarified by a Five of Cups, Nine of Cups, Five of Wands. Hello. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the Devil. It's a message affecting the home, changes coming to the home, movement coming to the home, changes coming to the home is the bottom of the deck energy that I have here. Fold those cards back in. So, Five of Vessels, Five of Wands. Time has brought this event, the four comets, or what it signifies in connection to Revelation. Time and the way that it has been spent, the way that it has been nurtured, how states have gotten to be at this particular point, in other words, it's deliberate, I'm going to say that. Fives and sevens are two energies that they're very conscious energies. Once you become aware of a certain fact, you have to take action. You're being forced to take action. It's not something that you can go and let sit and linger. Circumstances force you to evolve, environmental changes force you to arise, to meet the challenges. You're forced to go and take action. And as we're doing a reading on these four comets were sent out because they were forced to take action. It wasn't something necessarily that just happened to arrive at the time that it did. It's deliberate energy. Fives are very, very deliberate. With Nine of Cups here, I'm also going to say that in this deliberate action, but precisely it was sent out, or they had been sending out their messages being sent out for hope. You know, the situation of what has been can't continue. That's the energetic message here. How we have been living and operating, how we have been growing and living. That can't continue. So oddly enough, although the fourth horse, the pale horse, is a horse of death, is the horse of illness, pestilence, plague. If we were going by the true biblical model, what I have here is that in terms of those four comets, they are making their appearance. Their energy, their trajectory is precisely one of hope, to go and change something for the better, necessary to change something for the better. That's the core energy. If I was to clarify this a bit more, Five of Vessels gets Magician, Two of Coin, and Hangman. It's definitely a message. All these fives popping up. Five of Swords here. Again, fives are numbers that inspire change. Once you are presented with a five energy, you can't be oblivious. You have to react. Even if you don't want to, you're being forced to go and change, reevaluate, and change how you've operated before. Magician, Two of Pentacles, and Hanged Man, clarifying a Five of Cups. Well, first of all, this speaks of an endeavor that didn't pan out as hoped. Something was given time to go and germinate. Something was given time for a result to happen. And maybe that result did happen, or the result of that proved that it was a failure. What was hoped to be was given time to manifest, time to be actualized, and that did not happen. A failure, a disappointment is obvious. Nine of Vessels. Nine of Vessels gets the Champion of Wands. Excuse me. An Eight of Champion of Wands. Eight of Swords. And Ace of Cups. It's another step. The start of something else. There's something else that has been happening outside of these four comets that have been quite obvious in our face. Could be just a general climate of our world right now. Could also be what has been going on in our skies over the past year. Could actually be too what's been going on in our skies for a while now. Even where I am in North America, when we had those wildfires that changed our very skies to burnt sienna. There have been other changes, other signs, other messages that have been happening, but they haven't been getting play, not play from the people, not play, not acknowledgement on the scale in which they were meant to gain the attention of. There have been things that have been not paid attention to, and even I don't really know what they are, as I'm also someone who's been heads down with other things. But with this Nine of Cups being clarified by this energy, what this tells me is that a more forceful step is being taken, a second stage, preparation for a second stage, a second step. It's almost too like this is energy of contact. There's no other choice now but to go to plan A. Didn't work. Step one didn't work. Now it's time to go on to plan B, step two. I'd also say too that this definitely signifies the start of a new phase, the four comets in our sky. They do signify contact. They are a message. And I do think they're a message that has been anticipated. Someone or someones have been very eager to make themselves more of a presence. And for what other circumstances, whatever this Magician, Two of Pentacles, and Hangman energy, whatever this presence is, step one, phase one, plan A, didn't work. They gave it time to work. It didn't. And now the plan B camp is going to get their way. They've waited for it. They're very eager to get going, and they're super happy about it. This is contact. Forceful contact, obvious contact, in your face contact, even more so with judgment and these fives energy. Five energy won't allow you to ignore it. In this energy, it's almost like someone had a lot of fun prior. There's history here. There is familiarity here. Someone, something connected with these heavenly astrological objects. It's familiar with Earth, it's familiar with us, it's familiar with this location. There's familiarity here. And also, too, anticipation, fun, anticipated joy, previously defined joy. This energy previously had fun here. This is a fond place with fond memories, doing certain types of actions. What they are, well, I'm not going to dive in too deeply into that. But this message is repeated again with a champion of coin, 10 of swords, and a 9 of coin. This is forcing a situation to happen. Forcing a situation because there is the strength to do so, there is the bandwidth to do so, there is the capacity to do so. Because someone can stand up and say, hi, they are. Because someone can make bolder steps, they are. It does feel very much like contact. Contact with those who are very familiar with us. Contact with those who have been waiting a very long time to take more noticeable steps towards us. Contact towards us that we can't ignore. Something about the first way of operating didn't work out, and now we're in a second phase of connection, a second phase of interaction. And it's going to be a lot more overt. We won't be able to ignore this. Even maybe not ignore it. We won't be able to overlook it, not pay attention. That's the energy that I have here. We'll wait and see how these messages play out. If you have any comments, do share. And if you appreciate my time and energy, let me know. Give me a like. Until next time. Bye-bye.